Adaptation is the key for us to still survive. And as a normal human being, we just need to accept and needs to adjust. But the problem is, especially for educators, there is resistance to change. The change that we're encountering at that moment is very abrupt. It's very quick that we need to do something. Okay. When we are adjusting or when we are adapting to a certain situation, it should be introduced little by little or by stagger. But what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic is a very quick adjustment. We need to adapt, we need to adjust really quick right there and then. So there's no proper way or there's no proper process for adjustment, especially in the education sector. And we are bombarded with different paperworks. We are bombarded with different kinds of tasks as an educator that we need to comply. That's why one of the sectors which has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic is in the education or in the academe. Not just only for the students and the parents, but also for the educators. Number one, the adjustment for the curriculum that has been a major problem of the educator is we need to modify the lectures through modules and online platform. Imagine that we need to prepare to techniques of how we could provide good education to our students. We need to prepare the modules, we need to prepare the online platform, even though we are getting support from our institution, but the institution cannot um, give their 100% support and still needs to rely to different educators, and the educators during that time needs to be tough, and you really need to be that strong and brave enough to conquer this curriculum change. And the sector of education is not prepared at that time. And what we need to do, we still need to adjust and to adapt. Okay. So the adjustments, these adjustments are the factors as well of why we are experiencing dilemmas and negative mental health in the education, because in this sector, these are the following which made us stressful and made us anxious. Next one is the communication. During pre-pandemic or before pandemic, our interaction and our communication with the students, communication with our peers, faculty members, and supervisors are in person, and it's very easy for us to communicate at that time. But at this struggling moment, we are now using different platforms in communication like Google, Facebook, and text messages, which our communication process became delayed, and the answers to our questions has not been addressed right there and then. And especially if we do have supervisors and we are asking questions, our supervisors cannot answer immediately. But compared with pre-pandemic, if we ask our supervisor face to face, they could easily give the answers. But now it's like we are swimming on our own. Next, the social participation. Social participation is really important for our mental health. As we mingle and go along with them, with different people in our lives in pre-pandemic, um, we actually experience stress reliever as getting socialized with those people. As one of the stress relievers, I know some of you, your stress reliever is talking with their friends, hanging out with their friends or peers. This is very effective. But now, because of the pandemic, everything is virtual, virtual meetings, virtual gatherings, which made us really uncomfortable at first because we are new to this kind of platforms and to this new method. Next is the health and personal care. So because of the limited personal contact or physical contact and activities, um, we actually have a different adjustments towards caring ourselves. Before, we do not do sanitation, but now we sanitize ourselves. Another thing is the safety of learning environment. So now, as an educator, we are using modules and online platform just to deliver um, lectures or just to teach our students. But on our end, it's very difficult to create two modalities. You're preparing modules, then you're preparing online classes. That's why these factors, especially for the adjustments, made made us made us with negative mental stress as one of our combators or one of the antagonists for our mental health. And because of these, as we are coping up with a lot of things, remember with the physical, finances, families, those facets, plus these adjustments in the workplace that we're currently facing. So different mental health issues arises, such as stress, anxiety, and depression. And every people in the Philippines usually intertwine or interchange these terms, psychological terms, but we need to clarify what are these dilemmas. According to Francis McDonald's 2014, as we are getting older and adjusting to all the things that biologically happen to us, it is not easy to do so and is constant struggle and adjustments. As we adjust, we are experiencing different struggles, such as stress, anxiety, and depression. The major stimulus why we are adjusting, it's because we need to live with this pandemic and we need to accept that pandemic is part of our life. Now, for adjustments, it arises again stress, anxiety, and depression.